G'day, welcome back again to Dad vs Son, and we're going on with Combat Commander Europe. And we're playing Scenario 10, Commando School, as we walk our way chronologically through the Second World War with the available scenarios that I have. So, we are up to the Germans' turn. So, at the moment, we've got a German rifle squad with an LMG sitting up here, fat, dumb and happy. Well, not very happy because they're out of command radius. We've got Sergeant Bierman and his people sitting here, pioneers with the flamethrower, rifle squad with a light machine gun. Down the bottom here we have our hero, Dietrich, and here we have Sergeant Esser with the rifle squad and another rifle squad with a heavy MG, and we have Smoke with a 6 hindrance at the moment. Russians-wise, we have our Lieutenant Kulkovsky up here with a Guards SMG squad with a 50 cal machine gun. He's also in charge of this Guards rifle with a satchel charge here. And then down the bottom we have Sergeant Bickovitz with a SMG squad, a Guards SMG squad I should say, an elite team with a light machine gun. Both sides have already lost a couple of units, so if we have a look over here, the Russians have lost an elite team and a Guards Guards rifle squad and an LMG. The Germans have lost Lieutenant Schrader and a pioneer team with their satchel charge. And that was simply because they got done when they did an advance and a melee attack. They killed each other. So shit happens. Victory point wise, we're up to 13 victory points for the Russians. Okay, so the Germans are still needing to get off the map realistically to get some points going. So they finished last turn with 2 recovers and a fire, and they have picked up another fire and a demolitions, an advance and a recover. So they've got 3 recovers, an advance and 2 fires now. Okay. So what do they want to do? So they can't. There's nothing for them to recover at the moment. So that means they can fire or they can advance. Now, fire-wise, not much sense at all. Okay, so what are we going to do? That is the question. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look here. If I activate Sergeant Bierman and I advance him down to here, then there is no line of sight from him. There's no line of sight from him. There's no line of sight from him. And even if there was, he's out of range, and there's no line of sight from him, and he's out of range as well to there. Okay, so the question being, do we start to bring Sergeant Bierman down around and maybe push up through here to try and get up in here and kill them off? Or is that just too bloody dangerous? Or do we start to shuffle them up around and do a runner through here, which may be the best way to go? Okay. Now my problem is that if they jump up to here, there is line of sight by the looks of it. Let's do one quick look. There is. So we don't want to go running through there because we'll get the poo knocked out of us. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use this advance, and I'm going to advance to the rear. like that. The idea being is to come back around through here, pick up this guy, so we can rock on through. So that's how advance done. There's nothing to recover, and firing would be silly. So that's all we're doing. So we'll pick up one card for them. Okay, Russians. Russians have an artillery request and a fire, and have picked up a rout and a move. Okay, so there is nothing to rout. Do they want to move is the question. So what they could do is they could move it to here. And there is no line of sight from them. And then they could come to here, and then they could come to here, or they could go here and then here. Either way, to block off this area and to block off this road. That would leave this guy. He could move as well if need be. He could move up into this area here. If they get to here, then he's still good to go. Now this guy can only move 5. So he's got 5 minus 2 plus 2 for the command radius, so he can still move 5. So they could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. Or they could simply go 1, 2, 3 into there. And then they're going to be under fire, but yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do a move order for Lieutenant Kulkovsky and his people, and they're simply going to move together, and they're going to go 1, and there's no line of sight. Then they're going to go 2 into here, and this guy can shoot back if he wishes. And they've got 2 fire cards. They've got a marksmanship as well, and that might be worth their while. So they're going to do a fire order, and they're going to use marksmanship. Okay, so it's 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8 into here, and there's nothing else they can use. So it's 8 plus 8 is 16. Pretty damn good go. Okay, so we've got our SMG, Guards SMG squad, which is there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plus 7 is 20. And the event is Fog of War. Okay, so we've again got to get rid of a card each. So and the Russians lose a rout. Sorry, can't see it with my fat fingers in the way. And the Germans have 3 recovers and a fire. So realistically, 3/4 of 75% chance of losing a recover, and they've lost the fire. Ah, sugar. Okay, so this guy's safe. This guy's here for 9, 10, 11, 12 again for 16. And we get 12 and 6 is 18, and he's safe as well. So that's done. This guy's now going to move. He's going to go 1 to here. Again, there's no line of sight. He's going to go 2, 3 to here. 2, 3, 4 to there, in fact. Yeah. 2 for the trees, 1 for the hedge. So that's where he'll stop. And that is that for the Russians. So the Russians get 2 cards, and the Germans are left with 3 recovers and nothing else. So they'll get 3 cards, and we're back to the Russians, who have a fire, 2 artillery requests, and a command confusion. So they are going to fire. And what they're going to do is they're going to get the SMG to fire first. The Guards SMG squad is going to fire first, and they're going to fire for 6, 7, 8. And they're going to use grenades. So that gives them 10 into here. So they have 10 plus 9 is 19 to here. And this poor man is sitting here for 6. Now, did they have anything? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, so he's sitting there for 6. Plus 5 is 11, so he's hit. Now, the 50 cal will fire, and it's firing for 9, 10, 11 into here. Plus 7 is 18. And we have an event which is breeze, removal, smoke. Okay, so that's gone again. So we're 18 into here, and this bloke is here for 7 minus 1 is 6. And 6 is 12, and he's gone. Okay, so that's another 2 points to the Russians. So they're up to 15 VP now. And that is all the Russians can do. Because this bloke doesn't have line of sight to anybody to shoot. Right, Germans, 3 recovers, 2 moves, and a command confusion. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to do a move to start with, and they're going to move Sergeant Bierman and his mob. So the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to move down to here for 1. Then they're going to move into here for 3. We still have no line of sight from here. We do have line of sight for across there now. Okay, so the Russians are going to fire, and they're going to use crossfire. So they're going to fire with the Guards first. So they're activating all of these. The Guards are going to fire first, and they're firing for 6, 7, 8, plus 2 is 10 into here. Plus 10 is 20. So the Pioneer Squad is here for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what they're going to do is they're going to use their concealment and reduce that down to 17. So it's there for 12, and 7 is 19, which is just enough. And the event is battle hardened, so we can make a German a veteran. So I'm going to make our Pioneer a veteran. Give him a bit more killing power. Okay, and then Sergeant Bierman is here for 8, 9, 10, 11. And 3 is not enough, so he's hit. Okay, now our little man here goes 1 for none. 2, no line of sight. 1, so 1, 2, 3, whoop, to here. And there's no line of sight to anything. Now does he want to go here? And if he does, there is a line of sight to there if he goes there. No, he's going to stay put. Okay, so they've moved to there. Their next order is going to be recover. That's their second order. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12 for Sergeant Bierman. He gets a 4, so he's good to go. Like that. Okay, what else do they want to do? Nothing. It's not a thing they can do now. Righto. 1, 2, 3 for the Germans. Get rid of those Russians. So the Russians only have 2 artillery requests. So they're going to get rid of both of them and take 4 cards. And we're back to the Germans, who have 2 recovers and a command confusion, 3 recovers, a rout, 3 recovers, 2 routes, and a command confusion. Okay, so they're going to get rid of command confusion, they're going to get rid of 2 routes, and they're going to get rid of 1 recover. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cards for them. And we're back to the Russians, who now have a move, a command confusion, an advance, and a fire. Okay, let's have a look-see here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do a move order. Okay, and we're going to activate Lieutenant here with his people. Okay, the first one's going to move is the Guards Rifle. It's going to move to here. Okay, again, there is no line of sight or anything else for anybody. So that's it's 2 to there. Do I want to put him into the house? Do I want to put him in the house? That's going to give them their first free shot at him, though. But if they want to get past, they're going to have to take him out first. No, I'm going to stay there for the time being. Righto. So then the rest of them are going to move, and they're going to go up to here for 2. And then that's a freebie, so they're still on 2. There is no line of sight. And then they're going to come into here. Like that. And there is a line of sight. So they have a command confusion, command, artillery, route. They have nothing to fire with. Okay, so we've done our move. So we have an advance and a fire, and I think what we're going to do is hang on to those at the moment. So that's it for the Russians. Okay. Germans have 2 command confusions, artillery denied, route, and 2 recovers. Okay, so they're going to get rid of the command, the artillery denied, the command confusions, and the route for the time being. Get 4 new cards. Okay, so the Russians have an advance, command confusion, fire, and route. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to advance with Sergeant Bikovitz and the SMG. So we're all in the trees together with this elite squad. Elite team, I should say. And that's it. That's all we're going to do there. So we're back to the Germans, who have 2 recovers, an artillery request, a fire, and an artillery request. So, do they wish to fire, is what it comes down to. Righto. So they could fire with these down into here. They could fire with Sergeant Bierman into there, with support from their LMG here. So I think that's what they're going to do. So they'll use this fire order. They've got nothing else they can use with it. Okay, so if this one fires, it's going to fire for 5 and 1 is 6 up into there. This one fires, he can fire straight up for 7, 8, 9 straight up into there. Okay, let's hit it with all in one, I think. So we're going to have 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Yeah, that'll be the first. No. Hate it. The light machine gun and rifle will fire first. So that's 5 plus 1 is 6 up into there. So we have 6 and 8 is 14 to start with. Okay. So the Guards SMG is there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that makes 17, so they're safe. And then the Lieutenant is there for 12. Plus 7 is 20, and he's safe. Then the Pioneer fires for 7. Plus 1 for being a veteran is 8. Plus 1 for Sergeant Bierman's command is 9 into there. Plus 2, just as well he wasn't firing a weapon. So that's 11 into here, and again we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 7 is 20, and the event is entrench. You may place foxholes into a friendly hex, which we shall do by putting them right there with Sergeant Bikovitz. Okay, and then we have 12 here for the Lieutenant, plus 5 is 17, and he's safe as well. Right. Okay. What else do they want to do then? The only other thing they can do is fire, which would be with this mob now into here. But now they're all together. Yeah, there is... Yep, there is a line of sight, but not from... No, not from the heavy machine gun. So it would simply be 7 by the rifle into here. Is it worth it? And the answer is no at the moment. So 1 card for the Germans, and we're back to the Russians, who have a command confusion, a move, a fire, and a rout. Okay. So they are going to fire. Or are they? Yes, they are. They're going to fire. They're going to activate the Lieutenant with the Guards SMG and the 50 cal. And the first thing that's going to fire is the 50 cal. And it's firing for 11. Or do we want to fire with him? So it's 6, 7, 8. Okay, first thing it's going to fire is the guards. And they're going to fire for 8 into here. And that's all we can use is 8 plus 6 is 14. Not great. Okay, so the pioneers are sitting here for 9, 10, 13, so I think they're pretty safe. Yup. And the sergeant is sitting there for 11, and 7 is safe. And the event is suppressing fire. Suppress one enemy unit in a hex within both range and line of sight of a friendly machine gun. Okay. So we have these ones. We don't have line of sight to them, so it's got to be up here. Who do they want to suppress? And I think what they're going to do is they're going to suppress the guards. But then can't use the machine gun. Okay. Right. So they're both safe. And then the machine gun fires still. And it's firing for 11 into here. And it's using sustained fire. So it's firing for 13. Plus 8 is 21. Which is a lot better-ish. Okay. So again, what we have is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 4 is not enough. And the sniper is at D5, which is all the way over here, does nothing. So our pioneer is hit. And Sergeant Bierman is here for 12. Plus 7 is 19, not enough. And the event is interdiction. Suppress one unit in a hex with less than 1 cover. And the only one is him. So he suppressed himself. Okay. And Bierman is hit as well. Oops, sorry. There we go. Right. And that's all we can do with those 2 cards. So the other thing we're going to do then is we're going to do a move. And we're going to do a move with this guard's rifle here and bring them forward to here. These ones really can't fire or do anything. No. Okay, and that's it for them. So it's a 1, 2, 3 for the Russians, and now the Germans have picked up another fire. So they've got 2 artillery requests, 2 fires and 2 recovers. So the first thing they're going to do is a recover using this one. I'll get rid of this suppressed marker. Okay, and the first one they're going to try and do is Sergeant Bierman for 12. 8, so he's good. And then Pioneer for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. Yeah, I think he's pretty good as well. It's pretty hard to get 14 with 12. Okay. So he's still a veteran, like that. So that's their recover. Right. Do they wish to fire now? And I think that would be a good idea. So they're going to fire as their second order. And they're going to activate Sergeant Bierman. And they're going to fire into here. Try and take out this satchel charge with this man here. Okay. So they can fire with the Pioneer. He's going to be firing for 7. Plus 1 is 8 for being a veteran. Plus 1 is 9 for Sergeant Bierman into here. And that's all they've got. So it's 9 plus 10, which is pretty good, 19. And a sniper at J1, which is here on the wire, so no, nothing happens. So we have 19 into here, and he's sitting there for 11. We have a light wounds, if need be. And we get a 2, so he's hit. There we go. Right, now, do they want to do anything else? And I think the answer is no. So they get 2 cards, and we're back to the Russians. And the Russians are going to do a recover to start with. Bum, bum. So here we go. So we'll remove this suppressed marker. And then we'll go here for 8, 9, 10, 11. We have no cards left, so that's the end of the turn. So we're up to turn 4 of 6. There's no sudden death. We get a VP for the Russians. It goes up to 16 now. Remove 1 smoke. There is none. No reinforcement units, so dig-ins. The Russians do not have a dig-in. The Germans do. We've got at least 1. So let's have a look at what we've got. They've got 1, just the 1. So they're going to use their dig-in. Now, realistically, what they would really like to do is put it on this guy, but it's going to make more sense to put it here for the time being. Righto. Okay. So we've done our recover. Like that. And we get our card. That's all we were doing. Okay, Germans. Recover? Don't need to. Command confusion? Can't. Move? Could. Fire? Yes. Artillery request? Useless. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe moving the rifle out and the heavy machine gun in. Or taking our hero for a run to see if I can get him up the road. So let's do that first. Let's see if we can get him up the road. So we're going to do a move action with our little man here. So he's going to go one to there. Okay, so he is in line of sight of these ones. And he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's in range of most of them. And he's in range of this guy in line of sight. Now, if I use these ones, they're going to get that shot at him. And then that's going to be nearly it. Then he's going to be blocked. So we're going to shoot with this guy if we're going to shoot at all. So we are. We're going to fire. So we have our little man here who's shooting for 5. Down to here. And he has nothing to help that along. So it's 5 and 6 is 11. And he's there for 9 minus 1 is 8. And 6 is 14, so he's good. And that's a freebie. So, again, we're shooting for 5. Plus 6 is 11 again. And he is again there for 9 minus 1 is 8. And 6 is good. So that's 2 to there. We shoot again for 5. Plus 6 is 11. Wow. And he's there for 8. Plus 7 is 15. And the event is breeze. Doesn't do anything. 3 to there. We shoot for 5. Or do we use the satchel charge just to get rid of him? No, it's not worth it. So we shoot him for 5. Plus 8 is 13. And a sniper hit at K4, which is here, which does nothing. And he's there for 8. Plus 5 is 13, which means he's hit. Because he's moving. Right. So what do they want to do now? Okay, so what they're going to do now is they're going to fire. And they're going to fire this mob here. These ones are going to fire at him. So they're going to be 7, 8, 9 into here. With nothing to help. 9 and 8, 17. Pretty damn fine shot. And again, he's there for 8, 9, 10, 11. We have a light wounds if we want to use it. And we have 12, so we're safe. We're up to turn 5. And 17 VP. And shuffle up. And the Russians have no dig in. And the Germans have no dig in. And there are no extra troops to come on. And we're 1 turn off sudden death. Right. Okay. So the Germans are fired against him, and now their light machine gun and rifle, so 5 plus 1 is 6, will fire up into here. And they have nothing to help with that either. So it's 6 plus 5 is 11. And they're there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 9. And 12. And 8. Okay, so they're safe. So, do they wish to use their recover on the hero? And I think not at the moment. So, Russians up next. Germans get 3 cards. They've finished with an artillery request, a command confusion, and a recover. The Russians have a command confusion, a recover, and a move. Yay! So again, they've got a choice. What they could do is move this guy back to keep this guy in sight. And that's what they might just do. So they're going to move. So they're going to go 2 to there. He could shoot, but he's only going to shoot for 1. Oh, yeah, into there. It's not going to do any good. So he goes 2 to there, and he'll stop there, will he? Will he or won't he? He'll go to there. 4. Okay. And get 2 cards. And the Germans. Command confusion, artillery request, recover, recover, rout, and command confusion. Okay. So, what they could do is they could try and rout their man. That gets rid of that card. Or they could recover him. Either way, but that's not really going to help. So what they're going to do is they're going to get rid of the 2 command confusions and the artillery request and the rout at the moment. So getting rid of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're back to the Russians who have a command confusion, recover, artillery denied, but they've got mines, and command confusion with hand grenades. Wow. Okay. So they're going to get rid of a command confusion and a command confusion and get 2 cards. And we're back to the Russians, who have 2 recovers, a fire, a fire, a fire, and an artillery request with a dig in. Okay. So what do they want to do? They still can't move anywhere. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to fire. And they're going to fire again with these up into here. And they're going to fire all at once. So it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 into there with nothing to help. So 11 plus 6 is 17, and a sniper at D3, which is nowhere near anyone. Way up here. Oops, sorry, here. Okay, so we have 17 into here, and we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the Pioneer, plus 6 is 19, and we have 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 11, 23, safe. Right. So the next thing they're going to do is there's a recover for this guy. So he's sitting there for 9, minus 1 is 8. Gets a 7, which is wonderful. And the event is sappers. You may remove 1 mines or wire marker. So we'll remove this wire marker or this mines marker. Let's remove the mines marker. Okay, so he is recovered. And I only did that because there's nobody that can shoot at him at the moment. So it makes sense too. And then we're not going to do anything. So that's 2 cards. Oh, we've only got 1. So again, we are down to time, gentlemen, please. We're at sudden death. Okay, so let's shuffle up these German cards. So the Germans do not want this to end. So they want a 6 or more. The Russians are quite happy for it to end because they have 17 victory points. So they want a 5 or less. And the Russians have the initiative. So let's see what we got. Here's the German cards. We'll cut them. And it's a 6, which makes the Germans happy. However, the Germans are given the initiative by the Russians, and we say, redraw, and they do. And it's a bloody 8, so they got away with it anyway. Oh well. Okay. Right. So, 1 VP, so we're up to 18 VP now for the Russians. There's no troops to come on. Dig-ins. No dig-ins for the Russians. We have 1 dig-in for the Germans. Okay, so they are going to put foxholes here for their light machine gun with the rifle squad. Okay, and then they get their next card as well. Okie dokie. So we have the Russians now. They have an advance, a recover, a move, and an artillery denied. What to do? Okay, so we don't need to recover anything. We can't fire. Do we want to advance anyone? And we will. No. We're going to move. Okay. And we're going to activate this guard's rifle here. He's going to move. And he's going to go 1 to here. Now the only line of sight is with the hero, who has got a range of 4, which is fine, and 2. Now he does have 2 fires. And he might be lucky, so we'll use one of them. So he's going to fire. There we go. We used that, sorry. So he's firing for 2. Plus 7 is 9. And we have an event which is 1 German unit becomes veteran. So who's going to become a veteran this time? Let me find one that says veteran. Because, of course, everyone I pick up has just got trench on it. Because they're just that kind of guy. There we go, got one. Who do we want to do it?